Hello, hi, how are you? I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Hello. So we're in a bit of a different location. That is because I live in an old house. Air conditioning to get up here, difficult. There's a vent right here that's blowing cold air on me, and this is a comfortable place to film, so I'm gonna film here. Welcome to my guest bedroom. Hi. So today's video, we're just gonna do a really simple Q&A style video. I like to do these when I get kind of a burst of people subscribing, just because I feel like a lot of you guys might not know me, you might not know who I am, and I think it's kind of cool to let you get to know me a little bit. So I asked on Instagram a couple of days ago, just ask me some questions, give me the tea, and we're gonna do that today. First question is, what's your dream job? That's actually a really good question. I think it changes a lot because sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to be like a lawyer and I wanted to like be like an advocacy lawyer, like that would be my dream. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, lately my dream job has been doing mixing like social work and social media. So I want to, this is never going to happen, but this is my dream, would be to create a like social media firm that helps activist organizations with their social media accounts to get them more attention. And just, I feel like social media is really the future of activism. I strongly believe this, and I would love to create like a type of firm that helps advocacy organizations and helps them with their social media platforms and building that up and teaching them things to do like that, or like make like a master class of how to market yourself on social media for activism. I just think that would be awesome. So that's been my dream lately, but it changes like every day. I don't really have a dream job. It used to be that I wanted to be on Broadway. That was like my dream job, but I've given up on that dream because I stopped taking dance classes and I don't know if I could ever get back into a place where I could do dance again the way that I used to do it. This is a great question. First of all, they said, do you like garbage plates? I went to RIT. I hate garbage plates, but my fiance absolutely loves them. We're having a garbage plate truck literally at our wedding. If you don't know what a garbage plate is, Google it and then throw up. And they also said, is there an influencer you'd love to interview? You know who I'd really like to interview actually? I would actually love to interview Jaclyn Hill. I would more like to interview her because I would just want to figure out the truth behind the lipstick situation. I know that it's cold tea and like nobody cares, but that is one thing to this day that I feel like we never got actual answers on, and it bothers me so much. Like I would just love to know what was the white stuff? Why was there metal? Why did you lie about things? Why did your company lie to you about things? Like I just think that would be interesting to find out the actual truth behind the lipsticks and just everything, like the vault collection, like what happened there. There's just so many interesting things with her like that have happened, and I wish I could know the truth about them. How do you create boundaries for social media / YouTube versus real life offline? To be honest, I struggle with this. I think that's something a lot of people don't necessarily realize about YouTube, is it's kind of maybe you do actually, because a lot of people talk about it, but it's kind of a 24/7 job. Because even if I'm not like actively filming, editing, uploading, most of the time I'm being Smokey glow in some way. So most of the time I'm on Twitter or I'm on Instagram or I'm on, you know, kind of answering comments, hearting comments, trying to engage with you guys. It is definitely a hard boundary because social media is obviously a big part of my life, just not as Smokey glow, but the only place I have a social media presence is my Smokey glow account. Something I've been doing lately is when I'm with my friends, I put my phone on airplane mode. I know that sounds really weird. Or if I like am watching a movie, I put my phone on airplane mode because I'm the type of person that'll just grab my phone and get distracted, and then all of a sudden it's like you're working. So I like to put my phone on airplane mode just to remind myself like you are not working, you are just hanging out with your real life friends, you're hanging out with your real life person, like that is who you're with right now. So just like be in that moment. You don't have to be like this Smokey glow esque persona all the time, but that is something I struggle with. It's hard to find the boundaries when your personal life and your work life are so interconnected, because like me, I am my brand. I am my job. So it's hard to get, those definitely get twisted. It's definitely difficult. How is wedding planning? Have you and your fiance set a date yet? We have set a date. It's next year, July of next year, and I'm very excited. How is wedding planning going? You know, it's a little difficult only because everybody who had to cancel their wedding due to COVID is now rescheduling. So a lot of vendors aren't taking new people until they reschedule their other people, which makes perfect sense. But that is definitely been a challenge in trying to find our own people. We have been successful in some ways. We're also hesitant to book too much. We booked the venue before quarantine, so that's been taken care of, and they have the food, they do everything. It's kind of like an all-inclusive venue. Have that, which is good, but we're a little hesitant to book too much, particularly with our honeymoon. We had a big plan for the honeymoon, and now we don't know what the state of traveling is going to be, so we've come up with some backup honeymoon plans. We're definitely a lot more excited about the honeymoon, because either way, it's going to be a lot of fun. We've been hesitant to book anything hardcore because we don't know if we're going to be able to like do what we want to do yet. So we'll see. It's a little bit, you know, either way, no matter what happens, I just want to be like married. So even if that means it's a smaller wedding, or even if that means we have to honeymoon, do something a little bit different, like it's fine. That just means we get to have an awesome like vow renewal ceremony when we're like 60. What do you wish people knew about what social workers actually do? I think the only thing I feel like people have a mindset about social work as a profession as being like CPS or you're a school social worker. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is it's a very broad field, and there are a ton of different populations you can work with. There's a ton of different things you can do within the job. And I think it's a lot more broad than people realize. And that's something that I didn't even really realize until I started studying it, was just how many jobs there are, professions there are. Pretty much every establishment has a social worker, like hospitals, courts, schools, nursing homes, you know, pretty much everywhere there's social workers if you're dealing with any sort of people. And also like activism, kind of what I want to do, more large scale fighting, is social workers. I think a lot of people think it's just like one-on-one counseling or one-on-one casework, but there's definitely a lot more broader things you can do in the world of social work that I think is really interesting. What is your dream car? This is such a good question, because I bought my first real car, I bought it myself. It was my baby. I bought that car last November, and I love my car. I have a Buick Encore. I did a whole video about it. I was so excited. My first like big girl purchase, like love it. And I still love that car. I'm gonna obviously have it for a while, but I am starting to like get a little bit of car envy. Like I look at other cars and I'm like, oh, but all the cars I want are just so ridiculously expensive. Like I love the Tesla, obviously. Who doesn't love Teslas? They're like good for the environment. I think Elon Musk is kind of a piece of shit. But like the Tesla is a great product as far as good for the environment and just a generally cool car. I do love the Teslas, and I would probably want a Tesla, but like, oh my God, are the monthly payments insane. Like if I was gonna, like I can't imagine myself ever just being YouTube. That's kind of weird, is when YouTube is your sole income, I don't know how much I would have to consistently be making to be like, yeah, I could do a Tesla. I could do that. Like, I feel like I'm just gonna drive regular cars for the rest of my life, but Teslas are awesome. And I also love, on the complete opposite end, I love Range Rovers because I just think they're cool. They're horrible for the environment, but I think they're cool. Like aesthetically, they're cool cars. I also love G-Wagons, like a lot. Just again, purely aesthetically, I think G-Wagons are really cool looking, but they're so like basic and memed at this point because all influencers have G-Wagons. So I feel like, but I just think aesthetically, I love boxy looking cars. Like I love Jeeps. Like I just think those types of cars are so cool. How do you deal with hate on your YouTube, especially from stans of creators that you criticize? Yeah, again, I think that like really sums it up. As far as hate on YouTube, how I've started to look at it is like, where is the hate coming from? If the hate is coming from one of you guys, and one of you guys have a legitimate problem, I'm happy to like talk to you about it and like, let's talk, you know, like I'll explain where I'm coming from, like that's fine. If it's like a stan, like lately on my Nikki and Gabby video, I've been getting tons of people just being like, you are like, it's just like children that are just leaving comments, and I'm never going to like clap back at a 12-year-old. Like that's not gonna happen. So I think it just depends on like who it is. If it's obviously a stan of someone else, it's really on it, like it doesn't matter. It's not even like, it doesn't faze you because you just know, like you have to understand the rationale behind why the person's saying that. And once you understand that, then it's very easy to just ignore that type of comment. Thoughts on the Susan Yara situation? Oh, this is a good one. I was going to do a video about this, but then I just felt like it wasn't enough to do a whole video, but I guess I can give some opinions here. Susan Yara, basically, if you don't know, she started a brand called Notorium. I think that's how you pronounce it. She sent PR to all these skincare people, like Hiram got some, I think James Welsh got some, and a bunch of other skincare people, and didn't tell them that it was her brand because she wanted like honest opinions on the brand before she told them. And in and of itself, I don't think that's a problem. But where she screwed up was she herself posted about the brand, made it seem like the brand reached out and just sent her PR, or made it seem like the brand just gave her an affiliate code. And she herself promoted the brand without talking about the fact that she had an affiliation with them as far as being like a co-founder. Later said that the brand was started and then later on she was added as a co-founder, which is really not how being a co-founder works. So I was a little confused about that. But she said she knew she was going to be the co-founder, but she just hadn't signed the paperwork until recently, which in my opinion, still super shady. I think the idea of sending like your friends PR and not telling them it's your stuff is not inherently a bad idea, because I think, you know, you can get honest opinions. Like, I don't think that would have been a bad idea. She screwed up is not telling her audience that it was her when she was promoting it, because that's just a blatant FTC violation, and it also makes people not really trust the company. I also felt bad for the other people, because she did this whole release video, and in it she had like Zoom calls with her friends who had been trying the products, and like Hiram was in it, and I felt bad that they got so much crap for it. Like, I felt bad that they got hate for it, because a lot of people were like, oh, they knew it was her brand, they were just acting. I don't think that's the case. I don't think they were just like pretending. A lot of those people that were in that video I watch and genuinely believe are like genuine people. I don't think any of them would have done something like that. Just my opinion. But I felt bad that she also in turn dragged like her friends into everything. I think that was pretty bad. That whole situation was so messy though. And it was also confusing. I don't know. Is it weird that I think of you as a beauty YouTuber who does drama videos and not the other way around? You know, I get this a lot. People are like, are you a drama channel? Are you a commentary channel? Are you a makeup channel? Like, what do you do? I just do whatever I want. I don't care anymore. I used to really not want to be called the drama channel, and that was really just because I didn't feel like I did what drama channels did, in the sense that I didn't feel like I collected receipts. I wasn't like exposing new information. Like I feel like what they do is exposing new information and, you know, digging around and trying to find things, and I didn't do that. I just took the information that was readily available and talked about it. I just gave my opinion. I didn't feel like I was exposing anyone. I feel like drama channels have evolved in a sense where it's not necessarily as much exposed. Like, there's not as much new hot tea from a lot of people. So I don't really care if I get called a drama channel now. I don't really care if I get called a commentary channel. I don't really care if I get called a beauty channel. The only thing I ever get annoyed about is I don't like when people can't even like acknowledge that I do beauty videos. She's just a drama channel. Like, why did she get a makeup palette? And it's like, just because you don't watch the beauty videos doesn't mean I don't make them. And I do make them pretty frequently. And I also just enjoy the balance that doing beauty content and lifestyle content brings me. I know they don't get as many views, but first of all, they do get decent views. And second of all, it brings me a lot of joy to make them. If I was just making commentary videos constantly, I would honestly be depressed. Like, that would be bad for my mental health, to have to constantly be making those types of videos. The makeup videos for me are like my reset, like my palette cleanse from things that are drama related. So I don't really care how you want to view my channel, what you see it as. It can be whatever you want it to be. But I do like get a little resentful when people try to say that I don't even make makeup content, because I do. If you don't watch it, that's fine, but I do make it. I've actually thought about like separating my channel into 2 different channels before, just because if you look at my like views, it's like a freaking roller coaster. Like, it goes up and down depending on the day, which in a YouTube sense is not necessarily the greatest thing for your channel, but also I just am happy doing what I'm doing. I like it. I like it. If it means I grow slower, or if it means that, you know, I don't get as many subscribers, or if it means whatever it means, I like how the channel's set up, and I'm okay with it. There comes a point where it's like, you can care about, you know, what's better for the YouTube channel, but also you have to be happy with yourself and the content you put out. So that's kind of what I try to do with this channel. What is your favorite luxury brand for fashion and or for makeup? I do aesthetically, I don't own anything from this brand fashion-wise, but I do own some makeup. Aesthetically, I do love Chanel. However, I feel like Chanel has a problematic past that I'm not like really fully remembering. But if I'm just not basing it off of like buying, I don't buy their bags. They're like $4,000. So I'm not out when you're buying their bags. But I think aesthetics wise, I like how classic Chanel bags look. And I got to see some in person when we went to Paris and I died. I really did. She pulled out a wallet for me to look at and I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Like I loved it. And I was like, in my head, I'm like trying to justify it. And she's like, okay, this wallet is $1,200. And I was like, I really have to go actually. We have another appointment at Target. I can't afford Chanel, but I think aesthetically I love how their like bags look. Their makeup also aesthetically very pleasing. Something about that double C, very aesthetically pleasing. And I also like the products I have from them. I only have the bronzer and I have a highlighter, but they're decent products. Like they actually work really well, which is kind of nice. Are you planning on doing a wedding series? That's actually a great question. As the wedding gets closer, I'm definitely going to film probably more videos about it, but I also like I want to do one that's like trying to look like an Instagram model but trying to like make my own wedding decorations. I just think it would be funny. I probably won't even be able to use them because I'm horrible at arts and crafts, but it would just be something funny. We are going to hire videographers for the wedding and we are going to have the whole thing filmed. What I would like to do now is just have people film the raw footage and then edit the video myself, just because I've had trouble finding the right people who can like do what I want to be done with it, because I want it to feel like a YouTube video. I don't want it to feel like just a wedding video. And we're probably going to vlog like the whole weekend because it's kind of going to be like a whole weekend event. And then Charles and I have talked about if we're going to vlog during the honeymoon, and I don't think we are, but we might do like a compilation of just like random videos we take. We're not going to make a point to vlog the whole thing. Like I'm not going to be like a daily vlogger every day showing you where we are. But I think what we are going to do is try to film things here and there that we can put together at the end, more for us too, but also just to share with you guys. So there is going to be some content regarding the wedding, but I don't want it to be too crazy. But yeah. I also know that I've kind of had to come to terms with like that by putting your wedding on the internet, you're also putting a lot of criticism. Like people have a lot of opinions about weddings and I've just decided that's fine. I think it's, you know, we're doing it the way that I want to do it. I think everybody's dream wedding is very different and mine is certainly my style and my aesthetic. And I think that's, you know, fine. It was stressful when I was picking a dress though. I was like, oh my God, this dress is going to be on Reddit. It's like, what are they gonna say? But you have to just like get that out of your head a little bit. Have you ever been given money to make an opinion video on YouTubers? No. Can you imagine? Do you get nervous after uploading a video that you might get noticed by the person you are addressing? No, not really. Here's the thing, I used to be a lot more like I don't give a crap, like I'm gonna do what I want. And now as I get bigger, it is, you know, more apparent that probably some people might see when I talk about them. But I truly think, and it maybe I guess it depends on your definition of nice, but I don't ever feel like I'm outwardly mean. I definitely have been harsh with people before. I'm particularly thinking of like Trisha Paytas. I've been very harsh with her, but I think I try to come from a place of being not critical of things that are out of people's control, or not just like being a jerk or saying something really hateful or mean. Like I do try to be nice and I hope I succeed at that, but I also know that I've been making videos for 3 years and I've probably said some like offhand comments that were not very nice. I think if somebody ever was like really offended by something I said or thought that I said something that was like really mean and I looked at it and I was like, yeah, this was really mean, I would definitely apologize for it, and you know, but I definitely do try to be not like just mean for the sake of being mean. I try really hard to be critical without being mean. Does that make sense? So if somebody ever saw it, I would hope they would think, oh, she's being very critical and maybe very harsh, but I hope they wouldn't be like, oh, she's being outwardly just like mean. I don't know though, because I think some people think even being critical in itself is being mean. So I think it really just depends on like how you view it. Would you recommend posting 4 or 5 times a week? I'm posting at least twice per week, but getting tired. Dude, no, I wouldn't recommend. The only reason I can post so much is because I'm in school, and that's like my only other thing that I have going on. I'm in school and I'm a dog mom. So really, if you have like a full-time job, do not try to post this much a week. That's ridiculous. Like it's so time consuming to post on YouTube, and the only reason I'm able to do it, especially right now, is because I'm only only taking 1 class. And even next, when the fall semester starts, I'll be taking 3 classes, so I'll probably post less, but it's still not as much time as like a full-time job. But I don't think you should feel the need to post so much on YouTube. No, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of, not even work, it's a lot of time. It's very time, like there's so much time you have to put into it. And I think that's where people get, you know, confused. So no, I wouldn't, if 2 times is what you can do, post 2 times. If 1 time is what you can do, post 1 time. Post whatever you can without making it not fun. I know people who post once a month and they get millions and millions of views. And I know people who post 5 times a week and that's how they get their stuff. Like it really just do what works best for you and your schedule. How is the house renovations going? Love your videos. The house renovation's going well. We're finally starting up again. We stopped due to COVID, but now that cases have really drastically dropped, especially in our county, we are gonna start doing some more work on the house again, and I'm excited. I want to do an updated house tour, even though it's not done, but I was watching the one we did last year. It was like just over a year ago at this point, and it was really cute to see how far we've come with the house. I feel like we've come a very long way, even since that video. So I think it'd be fun to do a little bit of an update and like show you guys. Thoughts on how big OnlyFans has got? I think OnlyFans is good. Like, I don't know. I think people who want to do sex work is like totally fine. And I also think a lot of people just do it to post more racy photos. They're not even posting nude photos. They're just posting stuff that's a little bit more racy or something you wouldn't see on Instagram, and they're making bank from it. So I fully support it. The only thing I caution against is I've seen a lot of younger girls being like, oh my God, I can't wait till I'm 18 and I'm gonna start my OnlyFans. And I do think that before you do that type of work, you do have to think about the stigma that surrounds it and the possible ramifications, which sucks that you do. I don't agree with it, but I think that that's how our society kind of is that there can be negative ramifications to posting pictures like that people have access to. So I do think it's important to think about those ramifications for starting something like that. And I worry that some people might not be. But at the end of the day, I think if anything, OnlyFans is taking away a lot of that stigma that people have. And I think that'll always be like a positive thing. Do you have a hidden talent we haven't seen on your channel? It's not really hidden, but I do love to sing. I write my own songs and I do like songwriting. Gabby Hannah who? It's Smokey Glow. No, I would never try to make my YouTube channel like, I would never use my YouTube channel as a springboard to start like a music career though, because that's why nobody is here for that. How did you come up with the name Smokey Glow? Ever have name regret? Oh, wow. I'm not going to tell the story about how I became Smokey Glow, like literally ever. Maybe one day, but not today. It's a long story. It's an inside joke. That's all you need to know. However, I do sometimes have name regret only because when other people mention me in videos, it is so weird to hear them say with a straight face the name Smokey Glow. They're like, oh, you know, Smokey Glow. It's so weird. I love that Abby calls me Hannah Smokey Glow Hannah. I think Lacey calls me that too. They're like, they say Hannah Smokey Glow Hannah. And I think that's funny. Would I change the name? No, because I do think it's become somewhat of like me, and I also like that I'm not known for just like my name. I feel like it's very old school YouTube to have a fake name, but I also think it's kind of fun. So no, I wouldn't change it, but sometimes I wish I had picked something that didn't sound so stupid when people said it. What are you looking forward to right now? I'm genuinely invested in your content. Love you. Aw, thank you. What am I looking forward to right now? I'm just thinking about all the things that got canceled. Like, I was gonna go to Italy this summer. I was supposed to go to the Lover tour. Can I just vent about this really quick? I know that there's, like, I understand that everybody had their life messed up, and I understand that so many things happened, and like, I totally get it. Like, I should not feel bad about this. However, I have been a Swiftie for literally since Teardrops on My Guitar. Like, I have been a Swiftie for so long. Since I was a child, she has been my favorite singer of all time. Now, she's not the most talented, but she's been my favorite songwriter of all time. Like, I adore her, and I finally bought seats that weren't nosebleed seats. I finally was like, Hannah, this is your moment. You're gonna spend this money. It's so much money, but you're gonna spend it, and you're gonna be right in the pit for Taylor Swift. Like, that's where you're gonna be. After I've seen her twice, literally in the farthest point I could be from her. I've seen her twice in the absolute nosebleeds. There was like Hannah, the Lover Fest. Like, this is your moment. You are going to see her front row and center. You're going to bring your friend Nisa, who also lives in Boston, and you're going to have a great time. And you want to know what happened? It got canceled. You want to know what else happened? I can't get my money back. They won't refund me. And I also, after not literally saying, they're like, oh, because it's rescheduled, we're not going to refund you. And I was like, okay, so I can't go next summer because I'm not going to be in the country, and they still won't give me a refund. And I can't sell the tickets because nobody's buying tickets because they don't know when the show's gonna be. And I'm not gonna get to see her now. I'm sad. I'm big sad. That was the one. I know this was supposed to be a positive question, but like, I'm more upset about that than my trip to Italy getting canceled. Like, honestly. I'm so upset that I'm not gonna get to see Taylor Swift in the front row. It wasn't front row, but you know what I mean. Like, it was very close. Oh, I was gonna get to actually see not just a blob. I was gonna see her. I was gonna get to see her details on her. Ugh. I'm very upset. I'm literally so disappointed. What am I looking forward to? Christmas. I'm very excited about Christmas. I already have plans of what I'm buying people, and I'm very excited to just buy those things and then have some semblance of joy in everyone's life. I'm very excited about that. A lot of you guys are asking about the podcast. Okay, we are coming back with the podcast. I just don't know when. We have plans in place to do it. Like, we're ready to go. It's just been every time we've tried to film it, something has happened, something like went wrong. It's just been a little bit annoying to try to get back into that, but we are going to start posting the podcast again because I know that you guys really liked it. So it is coming back. Why did you change your ring with a smiley face? I get this question a lot. I have a different ring now than I did when we first got engaged, and that is because that first ring was always meant to be a bit of a placeholder ring, and that's just because we bought it while we were in Europe, and it was just like a thing, and it was meant to last a lot longer. That ring, I was gonna have that ring for a lot longer. I'm gonna save for a ring that was kind of the forever ring, and then that ring, the first one we got, started turning my finger green and was also too small, so we just ended up getting this one. And I actually love this ring, like, a lot. The other thing I didn't like about that ring was it was kind of a daintier ring. And while I think those rings look beautiful on some people, I have chubby fingers. So I wanted a little bit of a bigger ring that was just going to actually like fit my hand better, feel better on my hand, and I actually ended up loving this ring. This was definitely a good one. So I do love this ring a lot. And I already bought my wedding band to go with it, and it matches it. It goes, the wedding band's a lot more simple, which I like. And I like that I have the other ring too, because if we like go on vacation, I'm not gonna want to bring this one, so I can bring that one, kind of stuff like that. So it's nice to have a ring that's not necessarily the crazy ring and have something that's a little bit more simplistic that still symbolizes our love and, you know, our engagement, but also I can bring, and if I lost it, actually no, if I lost that ring, I'd be really sad. That ring is so freaking cute. I really did love it too, but yeah, so I went with this one. So that's why we changed it, but it wasn't anything like crazy. That was just always the plan. Let's end on this question. It says, do you miss being a smaller influencer, like 10 to 50K? Love you. I miss certain aspects of that. I miss nobody caring about me. I definitely liked being on YouTube a little bit more when nobody cared about me. They just cared about what I was talking about. And now that I have a lot of people that care about me, that is a little bit weird. Like, it's a little bit weird. Like, I had some stuff go on Twitter the other day. If you're on Twitter, you know what it was, but I'm not gonna like rehash it all here. Some stuff where I got like pulled into some stuff, and it was weird scrolling through my Twitter and seeing people talking about me. It was like, I was like, wait. I was like, I don't know if I like this. This is kind of weird. And not in a negative way. Like, everyone was being very positive, but it was still just like weird. Like, it was a weird thing to see. It's definitely just part of growing though, and it's not a bad thing. And I also do miss when I was able to talk to more people. I feel like I had more time to respond to comments and talk to people in DMs, and now I've honestly I can't do DMs anymore. I feel like a lot of people feel upset that I don't answer them in DMs, but honestly it's just because I've had a lot of really negative experiences with DMs, and checking them can be very emotionally draining. Because people can be very vicious in DMs. So I don't even really check them anymore, and I feel bad about that, but at the same time you also have to kind of set those boundaries. I feel like I do miss that a little bit, but I think overall obviously being like a bigger creator, it comes with a lot more responsibility, I feel, just because I take influence very seriously. So it does come with a little bit more responsibility, but I also think that's like a good thing. And I like that I'm able to do more of the things that I wanted to do when I was smaller but didn't have the platform to do. It's like a Black-owned business brand haul, and I'm really hoping that like that is able to positively promote those businesses to my subscribers, and like being able to do the Midas collab and having as many restocks as we've had and selling as many units as we have, that came from you guys. And pretty much everything about my life, from being at 50,000 subscribers to being at, I think I'm at 200 now, everything about my life has changed since that's happened. And like it's weird, I feel like it's weird, I was talking about this with Charles yesterday, it's weird how big of a part YouTube plays in my life from when I was at like 50K to now. It's very weird how different my life is and how big of a role YouTube plays in my life. When I was at 50K, YouTube did not play this big of a role in my life. Like it was not, this is like become a kind of all-consuming part of my life, which is not a bad thing, but it's also weird because I feel like this sounds fake, but I didn't start YouTube to like be a big creator. I started because I wanted to talk to people about stuff that nobody else in my life cared about. And if that was 15 people, that would have been fine with me forever. So it is weird grappling with the feeling of you want to grow and you want to be successful, but at the same time, that's not like the sole purpose of why I did it. So it's always like a weird, you have to grapple with that. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. A lot of, there's definitely pros and cons. I think a lot of people complain about being a YouTuber, and I get why. It is draining. It is, you know, burnout is real. I get why people complain about it, but I don't ever want it to come across as like I'm complaining about getting big numbers, or I'm complaining about being successful, because I compare this to like other jobs I've had, and it's just like incomparable. Still better than when I was making $9 an hour changing diapers. Like this is worlds better than that. So I'm never gonna sit here and be like, oh, it's so hard having influence. Like no, it's challenging, and you know, it's an adjustment, but I'm never gonna complain about it or be mad about it. It's a positive thing in general. It's given me a lot of opportunities in life that I would not have had otherwise. And I think that's like an amazing thing. So I hope that answers your question. All right, friends, that's it for me. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, or just like, or just subscribe, or do neither. Honestly, just so happy you're watching me. Thank you so much for being here. My merch, my social media, and everything I am wearing on my face will be linked down below, along with a link to register to vote. That's right. You can click on that link. You can register to vote, and you can be part of your democracy. It's a super important thing to do. Along with that link will be my little social justice spotlight. It has important petitions, places to donate, important things going on. Please go check that out as well. Some of those petitions are getting really close to their goal, so I would like to see that happen. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!